What's up everyone, welcome back to a brand new video. So it seems you guys did enjoy the scenario of the Ginyu Force turning good, and today we'll be continuing that. So last time, we ended off with everyone doing great. The events on Namek went pretty well, as the Ginyu Force returned to Earth with everyone else. Everyone was training and getting adjusted to their new lives. But suddenly, two warriors showed up, each with a familiar aspect to them. But who are these two new people? For this video, let's set a like goal of 3,000 likes, and once we hit that, I'll continue with another part of this series. Anyways, let's pick up from here. So, who are these two future warriors that I teased last time? Well, one of the people standing there is definitely a Saiyan. He has the same outfit as Goku and his face looks very familiar, but they can't quite put their finger on it. The other person standing there doesn't look familiar, but he has the Ginyu Force symbol on his shirt. It's a young looking man with long black hair, and I'm pretty sure I just confused the hell out of everyone watching. The two begin speaking and introducing themselves. They're both from the future. One of them is Gohan, explaining his outfit and why he looks so familiar, and as the other speaks, they immediately recognize his voice. It's Ginyu in a new body. Yup, Ginyu ended up stealing 17's body in the future, but why are they back here then in that case? Well, let's begin explaining. So, in the future, not everyone actually died this time, just a majority of them, which still is pretty bad though. These two traveled back to warn everyone of the androids and to deliver the heart virus medicine for Goku. And for anyone new to my channel, I usually like to assume that the heart virus came from how Goku lived as a kid, because he essentially lived like a wild animal. A lot of people say it might be from Yardrat, but there was no real confirmation of that. So in this scenario, we're assuming that Goku still has it due to how he was as a kid. With that little tangent aside, we can get back to the future story. Goku ended up dying in the future from the heart virus, and not long after, the androids came and wiped out most of the fighters. Even at Frieza's full power, Ginyu couldn't accomplish much. The androids were able to land surprise attacks and killed most of the fighters. Sadly, a lot of the Ginyu Force members and the Z fighters died. A few of them are still alive though. Thankfully, Krillin, Yamcha, Birder, Gohan, and of course Ginyu were able to survive. Trunks was born too, but they don't mention that because they didn't want to screw up the timeline. He would have actually went back in time, but it was easier for Gohan and Ginyu to go back. These two being the time travelers are less likely to change them than in the past. So all you Trunks fans, no need to worry, he's alive. During this battle, as a last resort, Ginyu found an opening. Vegeta took charge and fought the androids as a distraction. Sadly, this ended up costing him his life, but it helped save everyone else. This distraction left 17 open, allowing Ginyu to abandon Frieza's body and go into 17's body. 18 doesn't even know what happened. 17 shoots at Frieza's body, killing the person inside that, who she doesn't know is actually 17 in there. It's a shame, because 17's body is a lot stronger, but Frieza definitely had more potential. But Ginyu had no real choice but to abandon Frieza's body and kill it. And even with the body swap, it does take some time before they can kill 18. She's surprised when 17 attacks her, but then realizes that it's not 17, it's Ginyu. But as we know with Ginyu's body swap, he doesn't get the person's full power because he's not really used to the body. So even though 17 is stronger than 18, that strength wouldn't be as potent once Ginyu gets the body. But that doesn't matter, he has allies to help him fight. And with a coordinated attack from the surviving fighters, they're able to kill 18. It's kind of ironic in a way, 17 was used to kill 18. Following this, society ended up rebuilding. A lot of the people there started training more and more, because they had less fighters to help defend Earth just in case. Ginyu was still the strongest of the group, but he now had to get used to 17's body. It's pretty interesting though, he has infinite energy which is a big help. He, Krillin, Yamcha, Birder, Gohan, and Trunks all train together. Well, at least once Trunks is old enough. It's a really odd group, but they're able to get a lot stronger, especially Gohan. He's able to tap into his emotions during his training, accidentally discovering some unknown power. His hair turns blonde and his eyes turn blue, and he gets way stronger than he was before. Of course it's Super Saiyan, but he doesn't know what that is. He even shows this off to the group, telling the other Saiyans that they should try this. No one is really too sure themselves, but Vegeta says that that has to be the Super Saiyan, not what they were before in Namek. And if that is actually Super Saiyan, that means it's a form that other people can access, including him, Goku, and Gohan. Okay, so if they're just here to cure Goku, then why do they need to travel back in time for that? Well, it's not as simple as that. Even after the two other androids were defeated, another one ended up attacking, one who didn't even look like the other two. It was Cell. He's way stronger and they have a hard time fighting him off. And the issue is he can actually sense them. All except for one person, that being Ginyu. Since Ginyu's in an android's body, he's able to remain low, but the thing is, he's Cell's main target. Even though Android 18 is dead, 17 technically still is here, even if it is Ginyu controlling the body. The only thing that matters is that his physical body remains. That's good enough for Cell. And that's why they're back here. They want to warn everyone of the androids and heal Goku. And just for fun, future Gohan decides to fight Goku, with Ginyu also fighting his future self. These two time travelers are definitely way stronger than them, especially since Gohan is Super Saiyan and because Ginyu's new body is stronger than Frieza's body at this point in time. Goku's proud of his son, and present Gohan hopes he can achieve the same heights. This really encourages the two of them to train, as well as Ginyu. And with that huge explanation out of the way from them, they're able to go back home, saying they'll travel back again once the androids are supposed to awaken. Ginyu's actually kind of interested in the aspect of getting an android's body. He fought his future self for a bit and he seemed to be pretty strong. But just like future Ginyu mentioned, he doesn't want to lose Frieza's body. It definitely has way more potential to grow. So Ginyu aims to get Frieza's full power as quickly as he can. Right now his peak is Frieza's third form, but he eventually unlocks Frieza's final form. Since those previous forms are power suppressions, that means he does have access to Frieza's full power now, even being able to use that buff 100% form that Freeza had. He's getting more and more used to Frieza's body, and that means his potential is soaring. Although, he's not going to have the same exact amount of potential as Freeza, just because this still isn't his original body, and because frankly if I did that, he'd be way too overpowered. He'd be able to reach Golden in 4 months. There would essentially be no threat here. But even with that, he still does become the strongest of the group. Goku, Vegeta, and Gohan end up accessing Super Saiyan. And the rest of the group goes a lot stronger too. For the Ginyu Force members, they try and focus on their specialties. For example, Birder gets a lot faster. And as for Goldo, he's able to hold his breath for longer, meaning time will be frozen for longer when he uses his ability. This will be very helpful later on. So the 3 years pass and in the city, the androids arrive. And it's still Android 19 and Jiro. Yamcha's the one to find them. And Jiro actually thinks that this is Goku, because he's so strong and he's wearing the same outfit. He looks kinda similar, so he attacks Yamcha like normal. He picks up Yamcha, taking his energy, as he draws his hand back and prepares to lunge it through Yamcha's chest. But as he's about to do this, he suddenly stops. Everything freezes. Thankfully Goldo was nearby, and he was able to stop time to stop this. While holding his breath, he takes Yamcha out of the situation and puts 19 instead of 20 instead. The two escape and then Goldo lets his breath go. 20 wasn't holding back at all, so he launches his hand forward and it completely shatters 19's head, killing the robot. 20's confused. What just happened? But he puts 2 and 2 together and realizes they still have that one time warper with them. Damn, he should have been careful for that. But whatever, it looks like he'll have to do this alone. And he does feel confident until everyone begins going to his location. So for him, the best course of action is to escape. He still has a shot of winning if he activates 17 and 18, so maybe that would work. The good thing here is that Goku most likely wouldn't have the heart virus now. With all these people around him, one of them would be bound to remind him to take his medications. So he's not put out of commission here like normal. Anywho, Jiro gets back to his lab, activating the androids. They end up killing him, awakening Android 16 in the process, but no one else is at the lab. The Z-Fighters didn't arrive yet because they didn't know where to go to find Jiro. They couldn't chase him and the only 2 people that saw him were Yamcha and Goldo, so they're just basing it off of those descriptions. Around the same time, future Gohan and future Ginyu return, and they have another strong fighter with them just in case they need the help. Vegeta immediately recognizes who it is. It's his newborn son Trunks, but aged up. They apologize to Vegeta for not telling him before, but yeah, Trunks was alive in the future. They just didn't want to risk him not being born. He's a Super Saiyan as well, so they brought him back just in case they needed some extra firepower. Sadly, they didn't have space to bring Krillin, Yamcha, and Birder back too. But if it's worth anything, they send their best wishes to everyone. Birder's a little schmizzed. He kinda wanted to meet his future self. Jokes aside though, the group decides it's best to split up now. With so many people, and since the androids can't sense ki, they're kind of at an advantage. All they need to do is have one person find the androids and then alert everyone else. And it turns out the androids had the same idea. They fanned out, seeing if they could find everyone quicker that way. They stick somewhat close, heading in the same direction as 16, but they spread themselves out just enough to increase the search radius. For the Z-Fighters, one of the groups traveling together is future Ginyu, future Trunks, and Vegeta. Vegeta learns more about his future son, as Trunks learns more about Vegeta too. And he sees that Vegeta is pretty much as his mom described him. Pretty cold, but he does mean well. But as they're searching, they then see someone flying nearby. Ginyu and Trunks immediately recognize who it is. It's a blonde girl that kinda looks like the body that Ginyu's in right now. It's Android 18. They all hide quickly, but then come up with a plan. Ginyu removes the pin from his chest that has the Ginyu Force logo, revealing the red ribbon logo. He tells Vegeta and Trunks that he has a great idea and wants the two to follow closely behind, but not too closely where Android 18 would notice them. Ginyu goes to talk to 18. He does his best impression of 17, and it's kinda shoddy, but it does work. He's able to get her guard down and convinces her to go to a different direction. She thinks it's actually Android 17. And Ginyu leads her away, farther and farther from the other androids, saying that Goku might be in this direction. Trunks and Vegeta follow close behind, trying to be undetected. They end up in a wasteland and 18's kinda confused. Is he sure Goku's here? And where's 16? Ginyu's surprised to hear about 16, and then he realizes that it's another android. She calls him stupid for forgetting that other android's number already, but brushes it off. That was a close one. 18 turns her back, looking off into one of the directions that Ginyu points towards. He says he has a good lead that Goku might be over there, and the plan's perfect because she falls for it. While distracted, Trunks and Vegeta then jump out in Super Saiyan, launching attacks with all their power as Ginyu does the same. She doesn't sense it, but of course hears it, and she turns around to see 3 beams fired towards her. It's too late to react, and they all collide, with Ginyu using an incredible amount of power because he has no limit. That's one of the benefits of this body. He's not going to be tired out like the other two. And because of this, he's confident that they killed her, but as the smoke clears, they see 18 still standing there, barely conscious and badly injured. Ginyu's concerned. Well, they almost finished the job, but this is bad. That should have been enough to kill her. This must mean that the other androids are stronger too. 18 is the weakest, and yet she survived all those attacks at once. On the bright side though, she tries to fight back, but it's all over anyways. No allies are there with her, and she's outnumbered and heavily injured. Ginyu traps her in a force field as they blast her, finishing the job. Everyone else senses this. Piccolo communicates with Trunks mentally, and they tell everyone that they just killed an android, but the 2 others are probably stronger now. Something's different about this timeline that caused them to be stronger, so they'll have to remember that when they fight. And that's another thing too. It's not just one other android, it's 2. 16 is here and they don't know how strong he is, or even what he looks like. With this news, everyone heads over to future Ginyu, Vegeta, and Trunks. Right now, present Ginyu is with Jason Birder. Jason Birder asks if he's going to steal an android's body, but he tells them no. Frieza's body is just too good to give up. He can tell with a little bit more training, he'll get so much stronger. They'll just have to get through this android threat somehow. And he tells them it's a symbol of their strength too. Remember all the pain that they went to get here, defeating Freeza and actually getting a good life. The fact that he has Frieza's body shows that. And you know, they agree. But as everyone is flying over to Trunks, Vegeta, and future Ginyu, a city suddenly explodes nearby. Everyone communicates mentally and heads towards that direction. That explosion was of course the androids. 17 decided that this would be the signal they'd use to meet up again. 16 is able to locate him, but for some reason, 18 doesn't show up. He's not too worried until a lot of time passes. And then suddenly, a bunch of other fighters show up. The group is all there, and maybe if they all fight together, they could win. But the most shocking thing of all, Android 17 sees himself in the group. He and 16 are pretty confused. Is there another Android 17 that Jiro made? While they know about the abilities of other members of the Ginyu Force, they don't know about Ginyu's because they never got to see him use it. See, for someone like Goldo, Jiro would be able to research that because Goldo would be training with it, but Ginyu's not going to be training his body swap technique. They wouldn't know who Freeza is or why Ginyu's in that body. They just think that that's Ginyu's original body. There's no other reason to think otherwise. So naturally you can see why the 2 androids are confused about what's going on. And with this arrival of future Ginyu, it serves as a great distraction. He places a barrier around Android 16. As Jason and Birder then attack him together, 17's surprised by this, and he's then caught off guard by an attack from future Ginyu. The 2 17s begin fighting, although it's pretty hard to tell them apart, so Ginyu takes his scarf off and puts his emblem back on. The group is split up against 17 and 16, and they actually somewhat do overpower 17 due to the ambush, but they can't seem to win unless they get rid of 16 as well. He definitely is an issue, and they can tell now after fighting him that he's pretty strong, but then Goldo jumps in again, freezing time once more. His plan is pretty silly, but it should work. As he jumps in with time frozen, he then picks 16 up, and then, as hard as he can, he flings 16 into the distance. This isn't to damage him at all, this is just to get him out of the way. He unfreezes time as 16 is then suddenly launched to another direction, and no one knows what just happened. And since Goldo's still a little bit weak in terms of power, he decides to hide behind a rock for now. He'll serve as a support and freeze time if anyone needs. It wasn't really a good throw from him, but he did throw 16 about a few miles away, so it's decent enough. Everyone gangs up on 17, and he gets beat up pretty bad. And it seems like they might actually win here. They'll kill 17, and then once 16 is back, they'll kill him altogether. 17 definitely has no chance here. He's on the ground, beaten up pretty bad. They're all ready to finish him off, but suddenly, everything stops. Goldo's confused. He didn't actually freeze time, but he's still able to move around. Did he get so strong that he can control time without even realizing it? Well, no. His jaw then drops as he looks nearby. It seems a new creature has entered the fight, and Goldo begins panicking. Wait, future Gohan and future Ginyu kinda described this before. There was apparently another android there with them, one that attacked their future. He was green and had a long tail, and from what they could tell, he had abilities of some of the fighters there, which is what made him so dangerous. Goldo then realizes who that is. Cell has joined the battle, using Goldo's technique against them. Cell is also equally confused. He doesn't see 2 androids there, rather 2 of the same android. There's no Android 18, it's just Android 17 and Android 17. Whatever, maybe that'll work for him. His beak curls into an evil grin as he prepares his attack. This is where we'll leave off for now. Hold on, let me unfreeze time first. So, what do you think's gonna happen next? Do you think Cell will be able to win against everyone and absorb the 2 androids there? And as for Goldo, will he be able to do anything to stop it? Leave your thoughts and suggestions in the comments below. I'll be sure to check them out to see what you guys think. As always, if you liked the video, be sure to drop a like. And let's try to hit that like goal from the beginning of the video so we can get another part of the series. If you haven't already, why not subscribe, as well as hitting the bell icon to get notified about any future parts of this What If, or any other videos that I upload on my channel. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.